Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into your choice. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? Okay. So, I just gotta go with the first thing that's popping into my brain. I don't know how it's gonna sound. But I feel like they're reminding either me, you, maybe both of us, however that's going, that there are no good signs, there are no bad signs. There's the energy and where that person is taking it. So there may be certain signs you normally don't jive with, and that's fine. There may be other signs that you do usually jive with, and that's fine. But the thing is, and I feel like Capricorn is usually that sign that kind of can get along with its own energy, with your own, but other Capricorns. But I'm sure you've met over your lifetime Capricorns that you don't care for. Or like another sign that Capricorn typically gets along with is Virgo or Taurus, usually Pisces, Scorpio usually. And there's always this thing where maybe 90% of the time you find those people very interesting and you like those people, they get along. But once in a while, even though it looks like it should make sense on paper, you don't like them for whatever reason. They're not the quality, or they're not the nicest people. Like, the sign itself doesn't guarantee anything, you know what I mean? You're Capricorn, you work the way you work, and that's great. And like, typically Capricorns are very dependable in my opinion. But I'm sure you've come across other Capricorns that they're not. They're just not, because they're just not. Again, it's the energy is there, doesn't mean you have to use it in a positive way. So like, no good sign, no bad sign, is just where that energy is going. So why are we starting off with that? Love to know. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Because I get that, okay, so this is the first thing I'm getting. There's an energy here that normally I feel like is not my jam. This is not how I roll. But it's been a very loyal, very caring, and it's an energy that looks out for you and tries to help you when it can. Does not do things the way you do things. Does not talk the way you would normally talk. You might be more conservative with a lot of things. This energy might be all over the place. Or could be vice versa, who could say? But usually Capricorns are more conservative, on the more conservative side. Not always, of course. So I get that there's been really good energy here. You've done really, really, really well with this. You've done extremely well with this. For those of you that this reading's going to hit with, this is a connection that, like, you have been connected to the quality of the person the whole time. The way they do things, totally not your flavor. The whole thing, again, totally not your flavor. But the quality is. Quality means a lot. A lot. And this has changed how you view people. This has changed how you handle certain things. This might have even, like, starting off very beginning, about how, you know, even there's certain people who you should, or it seems like you do have like a common line with. Once you realize the quality's not there, which was Capricorn anyway, once you realize the quality's not there, you're like, oh, that's got to go. No, the quality isn't there. It looks good on paper, but when you get the proof in the pudding here, no, it was made with salt, not sugar. No, not for me. So you've been doing really well. This can be a very challenging thing for people, to see people for the quality and not the connection, the bare connection. This is a good thing. You're doing really well. This energy is knowing some type of reversal. They're experiencing some type of reversal. I don't know that that's permanent, but they're experiencing some type of reversal. Can we just get a little bit more? Yeah, something, the energy went, I don't know, there's some type of reversal. I think it's going to be because it depends on what you're dealing with. It's more personal to the situation, but I feel like from the outside in, from Capricorn's viewpoint, I'm looking at what happened to this person that you do care about. And I don't see me judging like, well, you did that, so this happened. I don't see any of that. I see more like that happened and that's not right. And you don't deserve that. I feel like whatever this happened to this person that you care about, you're like, there's no, that they didn't deserve that. That shouldn't have happened to them. That's not fair. Um, I just feel like that's my viewpoint. And it's knocking down their energy a bit. It's bringing their energy from the king energy, which don't get caught up in the gender, especially with the general reading, but it's taking it from a king to a page energy. It's like this is kicking them down pretty hard. It doesn't mean they're going to stay there. It's a general read, take it with a grain of salt. But at the moment, it's like this is like a gut kick, and they are having a hard time walking. Maybe they usually run. Right now, they're having a hard time even getting up, let alone walking. This is an issue. The energy with you in this connection is kind of like, all right, hold on. I'm not going to put up with this. This isn't going to happen. I'm not going to let this happen to this person. They mean too much to me. So you're trying to think it out, and you're trying to think of like the best way to handle this, but you're like, nope, I'm not going to let this happen to them. Nope. I get this very strongly. There's a lot of emotion with this. And it's kind of like this energy means enough to you that you're like, I know how they do things. I'm going to try to keep in flavor with that as realistically as I can. You're trying to think it out. You're trying to like, all right, this is how I've seen them do this. I'm just trying to make it comfortable for them. I'll do what I can. I can't do it how they do it. That's just not going to happen, but I'll do what I can. And very heartfelt, very strong energy from you trying to do what you can. You're just trying to help this person hold it together so that they can heal and pick themselves up from this, whatever this is, this tower moment. This is one of those times where the tower is not welcome. I don't always read this card as a bad card, but today I'm not feeling very happy with it. It doesn't feel good. And you're holding it together. You're helping them hold it together. You're like, no, I'm not letting this take them down. This isn't going to happen like that. No. You're doing your best to try to restabilize the situation and helping them get back on their feet so they can live life on their terms again. Is it working? There's, I don't know where I'm supposed to go with this. I keep getting Chiron. Something about Chiron, which is the wounded healer. Certain things that happen that are supposed to be difficult, but there's a lot of learning opportunities here. I don't think this is meant to destroy this person, by the way, but it's probably meant to be difficult. But it's meant to reconstitute, look at things differently, do things differently. I keep getting Chiron. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with that. Because it's like, that's the wounded healer. I don't know. Maybe it'll come back, but it's weird that it keeps coming in. Maybe, okay, hold on. Now I'm looking at this card. The Four of Cups coming in. They're going to struggle with this. Maybe that's why they're throwing in the Chiron thing. It's going to struggle. They're going to struggle. There's going to be a struggle. I feel this is one of those things where they're like, help them sustain, help them have options to stand back up and get back to the way they want to. Sometimes life kicks us so hard that maybe we're used to running, but the best we're going to get after that, after we get kicked down hard enough, is, you know, walking independently might be as far as it goes. Doesn't mean anybody's good, bad, or indifferent. This is just how life works sometimes, and I feel like y'all know that. This is going to be a difficult moment for them. Whatever, there's a change here. You're going to help them get where they need to be, and you're going to see where, like, this is going so much better than, like, I feel like whatever happened here, you were really, really nervous, and then they're picking themselves back up, and it's kind of like, again, maybe they used to run. They used to run all over the place. That's just their thing. Now they've gotten to the point where they can walk independently. They can do what they want to do, but the pace is a lot less. They can't run all over the place, but they can walk where they want to. And they can do a lot more than you thought they were going to be able to do. And you're like, I like this because this is going better than I thought it was going to go. I was really nervous. And now they're doing really good. And I think they're going to last a long time. Not like they were, but still much better than I expected. And still high quality in my opinion. They're not going to see it that way. They need to go through the process of accepting that. There's a change here that it's just how this is going to work. And I feel like the part of this reading that they're trying to really kick in, especially I keep thinking the Chiron, there's a point to that seems to go right over my head at the moment. The air is just overwhelming. They need to sort this out. They need to struggle with it. This is actually a good thing for them. You don't have to struggle through it with them. I don't think you really can. This is something that they have to personally go through, sort out, make peace with. You can give your 2 cents, but I keep getting like, when you notice that they're doing well, and again, they're walking again, they can do what they need to, being supportive, conservatively giving options or possibilities is nice, but just keep it like on the little, just watch, see where it goes, because I feel like you're going to give some good information that they are not ready for, and it may not go well. They're just not ready for it. It's kind of like, you know, if you want to plant sunflowers and it's fall, it's probably not a good idea. I don't think you plant sunflowers in the fall. In fact, I think you plant them in the spring. There's certain bulbs you can plant in the fall, but I don't think that's a bulb actually. Sunflower seeds, obviously not. Okay, so I keep getting like, this is one of those things where help, stay connected, stay aware, and then stay out of the line of fire because they're going to struggle. But it's not bad. They need to make peace with what's happened, how things are different, and they need to make peace with their new strength. They do have more strength. It's different. They loved running. They loved running and doing it the way they wanted to before, and they do not want to give it up. Life is kind of saying, well, we're going to give you a change anyway. It's going to take them some time to make some peace with that. You don't have to be the punching bag over that. But they might get that upset about this, that like they might be lashing out at a lot of people. Help, but maybe make sure they're okay, and then kind of like watch from a distance, make sure they're okay, but like give them some space to kind of sort it out the way they need to sort it out. This doesn't have to create damage. They're saying that you're going to see a lot of positive things here. Like you're going to be like, this is great. Like you should be happy. They're not going to want to see it that way at that time. It's okay that you're seeing this success, but just be aware of how they're seeing it. Things are going to change. There's going to be options. That's kind of funny. They don't want to accept they have to do things slower, and they might not. Even though they can't physically run around town like they used to, they might find other ways to get around town speedily. They might find a way to change things more to their liking. Maybe they can't do it through their own 2 feet, but maybe they can get a little scooter and zip around town, which, okay, they got to do what they got to do. Okay. They're going to find a new way to do things and be able to be who they want and return to the version they want to be. Maybe not the way they used to, but still finding a version of it where they're happy. And that's fine. This is going to stress you. This is going to stress you. They're going to make changes. They're going to do what they need to do. They're going to feel fine about it. They're just like, this is what I'm going to do. Isn't that great, Capricorn? And you're going to be like, yeah? You have a seatbelt for that thing, right? Right? I get that, like, there's stress here because you're like, I think we could do this a little safer. And they're like, nah, it's fine. Boom, there they go. And you're like, oh, my Lord. I feel like that's what's going to happen. That's where this is going to go next. There's a lot of, like, developments coming forward. You'll find your new balance with this. The energy, again, even from the very beginning, it was different than yours. And it's going to return to that. And they're going to be kind of all over the place, exploring new things, doing things, ways, and things that you wouldn't even do, ways that you wouldn't even do. But they're just saying that energy is coming back the way they have been. They're just going to find a new way to exhibit it. This is a good thing. This is not bad. I think they're just trying to give you a heads up about where this is going, kind of give you a heads up of what to expect, help you try to manage it a little better, or give you ideas to consider that might help you to do things a little bit more comfortably for you and for the energy you're looking for. This energy will return to its strength, ironically. It may not look the same. It may not be the same, but that strength is still there and it will not be repressed completely. They got kicked down, they got kicked pretty hard, but they're going to come back up and they're going to return to the way they live, and they're going to live life on their terms again. So they're just trying to give you a heads up about how this is going and where it's going and what to expect. If this reading is hitting, of course. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.